All right, guys, let's talk about the entire process for understanding your niche. And in this topic, we are going to basically cover what are the steps for you to find out what is your niche and also research a bit around that so that you can have some offer ideas and or branding ideas. Okay, so now I have everything here. What we want to basically do is walk ourselves through the process. If you are in the course, in the community, check your members area so that you can also understand later on what you can implement. And if you have any questions, reach out to me and I will be able to help you guys further with that as well. So first things first, we also want to just understand about your skill. Okay, you need to understand the foundational level of your own skill. What are the key things you can implement in order for you to basically monetize your skill, your knowledge, your expertise? So before we go into researching the market to understand what's the offer, what's branding, how we can implement that, we need to understand, okay, what are our skills, what are our media consumption history, and what are one or two or three visions that we have. Okay, you might have one, you might have many, doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand what it is. Okay, now if you see below here, I kind of walk through my own process. So my own process will be understanding everything that has to do with my skill. That's the first column that you see on the left side. You see that it has basically like 3 or 4 categories. In this case, it talks about funnel and websites. So over here, I have the skill of understanding a bit on design, automation, copy, editing, integration. With that, I also have experience with doing presentations like webinar, mini classes, masterclass, etc., and repurposing content. So with this, like creating either SOPs, like step-by-step processes, creating designs or training material. So when I combine all my skills into a list like this, it helps me best understand where is my strength. Okay, so again, this is based on my skill, my expertise, my knowledge, these 3 areas. So in order for me to prove to myself and other people how those skills can be implemented into their systems, into their processes, into their business, we need to have some type of portfolio, okay, so that people can understand what it is that you are good at and how you are not only able to be used in the sense of your knowledge, your expertise, etc., to help them improve or help them achieve whatever they have as a goal. So with that, you create your portfolio. So over here, as you can see, my own portfolio, it has a bit on the design visuals, architecture, podcast interview, etc., filming, extreme sports, creating creative thinking, personal development, business models, marketing strategies, sales negotiation, investing. So if you think on those portfolio of things that I've tried, went good, things I tried, went bad, things I improved, all those things, I have many assets I can share. Okay, so in your case as well, probably when you guys are doing anything kind of understanding yourself and your portfolio and doing anything related to your job, your skill, expertise, what have you done in the past that you know based on that implementation, you can share with someone and help them get a breakthrough. If it's not a breakthrough, get a result. If it's not a breakthrough or a result, get some type of transformation. Okay, so it's one of those 3 levels. If you can hit all of them, will be better, but it has to be at least one of them. Okay, and then combining your skill with your portfolio, meaning what you're good at, then we want to talk about the vision. So what it is that you want to create for yourself and or with others. It might be a premium branding. It might be, do train videos, automation systems, maybe use AI without hiring staff, creative thinking, uniquely, offering something uniquely and personalized, etc., like more one-on-one basis. Maybe you want to contribute something to sports, traveling, coffee, fashion, etc. So if you want to combine all those things that you're interested, you like, are your passion, you're good at, have as a vision, it becomes like a melting pot where you're gonna get one specific theme out of this complete information. Okay, so keep in mind, you want to create a theme that basically compels people to join you and that specific mission. So that theme has to be something related to your skill, portfolio, and vision. Now, I do have a list here, for example, of which if you're clueless about what's your skill, what's your portfolio, or what's your vision, you can also maybe write down a couple of ideas and understand based on your media consumption. Okay. Some people like reading books, some people like reading magazines, some people basically like watching YouTube videos. Okay, so depending on where you are, you want to understand, okay, what it is that you consume so much of that you can talk about for a long period of time without, stumbling upon yourself or having any difficulty doing so. Why? Because you have so much in-depth knowledge on it, experience with it, expertise, or some type of resources that you collected, that you can basically share those things with other people and have them get results due to that issue or due to that desire that they have. Okay, so again, make three lists, as you can see as an example here of this PDF that I created. Make three lists, three columns: one for your skill, one for media history that you consumed on a regular basis, and then one for your vision. If you have already any type of portfolio, because you're a digital nomad, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're an affiliate, you are a, let's say, freelancer, you're a remote worker, etc., use those as a portfolio. Maybe you don't have a list of media, but you do have a list of portfolio. It's one or the other. And then create your vision. Okay, so after we're done doing that, and we have a clear understanding of what it is that we have as skill, as knowledge, as expertise, then we want to dive down into understanding ourselves so that we can find our target niche. Okay, remember that a target niche is someone that is very similar to us in the skill, in their passion, in their wants and needs, okay, and their vision for the future. Okay, so even though we live in different countries, we speak different languages, we come from different backgrounds, we sometimes have different religious, political, or ethnic perspectives. The main key thing is that everyone wants to live better, everyone wants to be healthier, and everyone wants to have a purpose. Like, that's broadly among human nature. Okay, so anyone you talk to from another country, another continent, etc., they're gonna have the same aspirational as you have. Now, the only thing, if you take notice, is that will change is the perspective. Why? Because they come from a different ethnic, different background, different culture, different religion, different political background as well within their country, etc., etc. Okay, so perspective is what makes you unique, what it is that you believe in and what it is that you stand for. Okay, now once you finish these parts, okay, where you can list out those three columns in detail, that's when we want to focus on, okay, we have a column for skill, then we want to see what's in demand, and we want to combine that in demand trait with basically what is your vision. And out of those three is what we will get your purpose, goal, and vision. Okay, now for example, let me go back up and show you just for a second what are my skills, in this case myself. Okay, I'm using myself as an example here, but I want you to fill out your information within a list of a column. And basically, if you see my skill sets, again, you can see funnel designs, presentations, repurposing content. When it comes to portfolio, it has a lot to do with creativity. Okay, so you can think of visual designs, filming, extreme sports, creative thinking, marketing strategy, and all those things fall under one category, and that is creative thinking. So I'm a creative person. And from there, my vision is basically to live a lifestyle versus only optimizing for money. Okay, so think of it carefully for a second. If you look at my vision, it's more about enjoying life, using money as a tool, versus only optimizing and focusing and stressing and putting as a goal money, 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 rather than my life. Okay, so it's kind of contrary to what a lot of gurus teach out there. A lot of gurus teach fame, they teach about status, they teach about making money, all those things. And for them, that's all they know about. And when you talk to them on a personal level about, hey, how are your family doing? What do you guys did in the weekend? What do you do love doing as a sport or hobby, etc.? They don't know what to say, or they don't have anything interesting to say, anything interesting to talk about. Why? Because their whole ideology, their whole life is just focused on money. So for me, that is the contrary of what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so if you are focusing on money, or if you are focusing on becoming a better artist, or if you are focusing on becoming a better coach, a better mentor, or a better service provider, you have to find that thing that you have as a vision and what is the contrary of that based upon what you're seeing in the market space. Okay, so for example, if you are a video editor, let's put it that way, and you want to create a product about helping people become better editors, then you have to think about what is the key element of becoming a better editor. From my personal here experience, I'm talking about and giving you an example, is that if you want to become a better editor, in this case, a film editor or video editor, you have to think about what is the process or the script behind the editing that makes the video so compelling, drives emotion, okay, or people's reaction. So the editing is not really the video transitions and the animation. No, that's not the editing. What I'm talking about here is what is behind that, by creating that storyline behind the editing. So if you can teach people that and go against everyone that promotes the transitions, the audios, the visuals, etc., then you will stand out because you're talking about something specific and that is more long-term based versus just a superficial thing that will constantly change, which is the animation, the editing, sound effect, all those things, which constantly there's new version of them. But mastering the storyline behind the editing, that is something that requires mastery, requires time, and requires an insight of someone that has experience. Okay, so that's how you kind of stand out. So when it comes to here, thinking on skill, demand, and vision, what we want to find out here is, from this list of skill, what are the top things I'm good at? And you want to write them here, like 3 things that you're good at. And when it comes to demand that you see in the market space, like if you look on Instagram, if you look on YouTube, if you look probably Twitter or LinkedIn or Pinterest, etc., even Facebook, you want to see what are the top 3 things people constantly buy and or are willing to spend time consuming. Okay, so you have to find these 3 things out. You can only find them by doing research. So if I go to YouTube and I start seeing a lot of people creating organic videos, logically, you can conclude that organic videos are the new trend versus highly edited videos. Okay, so just give an example as a video editor. Another thing that will be maybe in demand is people wanting to create low ticket offers. Okay, so that's also in demand. Another thing that also in demand, probably you can think and see a lot of people doing, is pushing communities. Okay, so they want to build either big or small groups of people. So communities, low ticket offer, organic videos. Now you have a demand. Okay, so based on demand, what can you come up with as idea that stands out to promote not only your skill, but also your vision? Okay, the skill and the vision are unique. When it comes to demand, this will be probably the thing that you can see that is broad. Why? Because when you do your search online, you will tend to see that come more and more over. So it's something that you will see as a pattern. Any guru you look at will talk about it. They will showcase it. They will gravitate towards doing that now or in the next 3 months, 6 months, year or so. Okay. If you are a podcast fan, or you tend to see a lot of podcasts from people that you admire and you want to become as a, you want to imitate or model after, if you look at a podcast, try to see what's the common thing they're aiming at for the next year or so. And then you will start seeing a pattern, okay? So that's my tip for you. If you want to understand where your expert or people that you follow, admire, is heading towards or aiming for, then you want to understand what's in demand. Then you want to look at podcasts that are doing interviews and look for that snippet or look for that piece of audio or piece of video that talks about that specific thing that they're aiming at. What is the vision for the next year or so? Okay. And based on that, you create your own vision. So what it is that you want to achieve, okay? No one else, that you as a person, as a leader, as a business owner want to achieve, okay? And with that, we come with your purpose, goal, and vision. So here is an example of myself. So let's say, for example, under skill, I have strategy, systemization as a skill. I have video content production as a skill and funnel building design as a skill. Why? Because I did it so many times repeatedly, it basically became something natural. So for me to get on video and talk about some type of topic I don't feel like a fear for it. Okay, it does not make me uncomfortable. For some people, just creating a video or just being in front of a video, it makes them uncomfortable. So you have those 2 things. Now, the second thing, the demand. If I research out there, okay, what people are wanting, instead, and in this case, again, is based on my research, probably your research, where if you're doing this within 2 months, 3 months, etc., from seeing this video, the content or results that you're going to see is a bit different. But when I did this research, for me, it was production systemization. That's one. Second, it was audience monetization. And third, it was growth through videos. Okay, how to grow an audience or a following or a community through videos. That is what I came to understand. So right now, my focus is how can I model after a video structure in a more organic manner in order to bring people into my funnel, my newsletter, my offers. Okay, so that's kind of like the ideology I'm aiming for when it comes to looking at the demand and building something to meet that demand that is now for the future. So whenever you guys are doing your research, try to look for that pattern as well. And then my vision. So my vision is to make and earn 6 figures, basically doing as less work as possible, like working like 2 to 4 hours a day, and then leveraging social media tools, okay, so that, or VA, so that they can handle everything that has to do with admin, okay. And third will be basically to travel the world while working online without having any restrictions. So that will be my main core objective. Okay, now that objective is for the long term. I'm not trying to achieve this within 30 days. I'm not trying to achieve this within a year. It's for long term. Okay, so I try to look at it in a long term fashion, is because if you are looking at this as an overnight lottery ticket, you might get disappointed. Why? Because it might be that you open a Stripe account to get payments and you're super excited because you're going to launch your offer, and suddenly you got shut down by Stripe. And you're immediately stressed because you cannot take payments. So for you to have a long-term vision, it means that you're willing to adjust to whatever meets, whatever meets the demand at that moment, or whatever comes in your way, versus only focusing on short term in order, because you know you have bills to pay within 30 days and you need to make money before 30 days. Like, if that is your mindset and that is what you're going to teach people, you're going to fail, because most people are not going to succeed within 30 days. And especially if you think about it, if you have a skill, if you have experience, and if you're known to basically teach people how to set everything up, logically, they are going to be a step lower in skills, experience, or expertise, you know, in a lower level than you. And the main reason, because they see you as a leader. So they come to you for solution. And if you are, I would say, a unstable emotional person, it's not going to work out. Okay, so let me go over here. The niche, the purpose and the goal and the vision that I have for myself from these 3 things, if you can see here, I came up with the scale acquisition concept or team, okay? And with that, I created a newsletter guide built for solopreneurs wanting to grow their audience and through branded videos and monetization systems without a big team to make a 6-figure per year salary or income and beyond, okay? So what I want to do here is build a system for solopreneurs, which is myself. So again, I'm mirroring myself here, what I am and what I want, and find people who are similar to me in what I am and want similar things than me in their own way, in their own perspective, in their own design, etc., but still similar goal than me. What is that goal? This goal is using branded videos to monetize our audience without having a team and reaching 6 figures or 7 figures, ideally 6 figure. Why? Because most people find the idea of becoming a millionaire great, but they don't want to be dealing with taxes, team building, automation, systems, all those things. They don't want to deal with that. They just want the money. So for them, want the money is because the underlying reason is you just want something to leverage in order to make a living and enjoy that living with your family. That's what most people want. So I try to cater to that. So not focusing on 7, 8, 9, 10 figures, because it does not make sense. Some people want that, that's okay. But you want to think, what is it that you yourself want and your audience wants, okay? So I'm optimizing here for people that want to live a lifestyle, not people that just want to make money and that's it, because money is the primary focus in their life. So think about it for yourself. What is your vision? What is the skill that you have? And go and find out what's the demand in the market so that you can meet those like 3 things and come up with your own version that makes you stand out. Now, when I go and implement that, okay, we have to do research, because we cannot just randomly throw our punches into the air. we have to throw them into a way that we know it's going to land an impact. Okay, so for us to understand a bit more in depth what is the demand and how we can cater to that demand, we need to research that offer that we came up with. Okay, so if you look at here, I talked about productization, I talked about monetization, and I talked about growing an audience through videos. Okay, so over here, I have a couple of assets I personally use in order for me to basically research what's on the market. Now, if you look at the one on the bottom, talks about social media trends, you can check on IG. So when you scroll to your IG feed, you will see some ads. When you scroll through YouTube videos, you will also see some ads. When you scroll to Twitter, you probably will see some ads. And when you scroll through Facebook, okay, your homepage, you will also see some ads. So you want to think about it for a moment. You can see what's on your feed and kind of write it down and see what's the landing page, what it looks like, etc. Or you can also go to Google Trends just to see what people are searching for, and or you can go to Gumroad. Okay, so let me just give you guys an example here. And I'm hoping that you guys can see my Gumroad page, or at least the browser. Share this tab, is that? Yes, okay. So now that you're seeing the Gumroad page, okay, so the idea here is for you to do some research. So let's say, for example, if we go back to the idea I had, systemization, monetizing an audience, and also creating branded videos. So now I say monetizing audience. Okay, so I'm just randomly searching stuff here. Okay, it does not mean that you have to have the perfect keywords, all those things. Just search whatever you feel like is closely related to what you want to build, or that you see that is a pattern within the market, and you basically want to see what's up. Okay, so over here, as you can see, we're going to look for the rating, search for the top rated ones, and then if you can see, it contains PDF, MP4, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so two things can happen here. You can find out what the offer is, okay, come up with ideas for it, or you can find out what's a good lead magnet. Okay, I'm using Gumroad as an example, but probably you guys are going to use Google. Probably you guys are going to use what else? Facebook or Instagram, etc. Okay, so over here we can see Instagram team pages. How many people kind of paid $297 for this? 42 people. You can see over here the real deal, flipping palettes, hit your list, digital empire, etc. It's kind of like a bundle package. Let me just open it for you guys for a second. Okay, it says the real deal, flip and palette, start your liquidation business, hit the list, blah, blah, blah. Source of income, mastery in class. Okay, so $30, 5-star ratings, etc. So if you check the rating score, there's 246 ratings, 4.8. Okay, let me just go back. The idea here is to try to find out, okay, if I search for monetizing audience, what pops up, okay, and how I can use this. Now, if you see over here, creating 24/7, editing X, blueprint for building $1 million business. Okay, and it has 454 reviews. And if you keep scrolling down, create a brain, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the only one that is highly, I would say, promoted, okay, will be this one. So create 24/7, blueprint building a $1 million business. Okay. Now you can already see the theme of the image, kind of distilling the best ideas from people back then that were successful, that were influential, etc. Okay, so you're already seeing the theme of it based on the cover. Now, if you scroll down, it says discover the proven meta I learned from over $1 million in X. Everything you will need to build a social media empire, blueprint, blah, 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 explaining. Million of fields on social media, trying to figure out on their own. You could get some results, but the chances of a month's strategy, blah, blah, blah. Now he shares his value, how much money he makes, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So this is great, but you also want to think about, okay, the concept is great, the idea is great because he's trying to position it uniquely, but you also want to think, okay, based upon what this person is selling, are you able to come up with something similar? Probably yes. Okay, so you take the beginning to the end of the product. So understand the concept. What's the theme of it? What's the main headline? What is the promise? Who's the audience? So now you already know people want to do this are people that want to build a $1 million empire using X or using Twitter. Okay. Now you can take that same theme and just instead of saying X, you will say Instagram. So how to build $1 million business empire using Instagram, something like that, or using YouTube. And you will probably have to have case studies or testimonial from people on YouTube that did that. This person is using, for example, over here, Dan Coe, Joey Dottie, or Save Your Sons, or John Constance, or Million Money Woman. So all these people have built millions of dollars, basically building an audience on X in this case. So if you're going to use for YouTube, you have to find those audience. If you're going to use on LinkedIn, you have to find the audience, etc. Okay, so find the case studies of people who did it, where you audited them and you pasted their information inside your offer. In this case, as you can see, the offer goes for $449, 149, and $399. So if you can see, if you wanted to model after this, you can also do it. Okay, so now you already have an offer idea. Now, if you want to create a lead magnet from this, you can also create a lead magnet. Someone very closely related to this is someone that's called Story Stack. Okay, so Star Story. Not sure if you guys have seen this person. Okay, so if you're seeing my screen now, I'm sharing you this concept of this newsletter that's called Starter Story, where when you sign up for the newsletter, and they do have a paid version, they talk about all the strategies that startup are implemented in order to grow their audience, make money, grow their business, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he came up with this idea. Now, if you think about it for a moment, what we just saw as an offer is kind of similar, where they give you all the people that build an audience on Twitter, and now they're giving you their insight, how the business works, etc., and how the offer owner also makes money on Twitter. So if you want to think about it for a second, you're giving them the promise of doing something or achieving something. You are given the path, meaning the roadmap to getting towards that goal or that promise. And the third thing you need is case studies or proof. Okay, so you need to have some case study or proof. The best idea to implement in order to get a case study or proof is basically helping others. Okay, meaning for paid or for free, meaning they pay you to help them and they get a result and you share that, or you work for free, give them a result and you share that. Okay, so you need those three elements. When people come to you, they want to see some type of confirmation that you're legit. So you need, again, a promise, whatever the promise is. You need a roadmap. So you explain to them based on case studies, based on auditing that you did for many experts in the I would say community or industry that you're in. And then you need the third pillar, which is the proof. You need some type of case study element or testimonial. Okay, in this case, this person says, hey, I can unlock the secret to 7-figure online businesses. How can I do it? Well, we will dive into our database of 4,000 etc. case studies and join the community. Okay, so if you wanted to learn from others instead of trying to figure out everything online, hey, you can go in one place and they will give you all the information. There is another newsletter that does similar, okay, but I'm not gonna search for it right now. But there's another newsletter that does the same thing, literally the same thing, and then they compare the past and the present. Okay, so how they started out and how they're doing right now. So again, you can have many versions of the same thing, the same concept. What you need to come up with, okay, if I have a concept right now, like a promise, okay, I have a roadmap, I know exactly what offer I can model, and now I have case study or proof that I can use. So what do you need now? You need one thing, that is your perspective. Okay, so if you go back to here, so if you list everything out, okay, we list them over here, everything out. So we understand what's the trending. I showed you just one example on Gumroad, but if you go, for example, on Udemy, you can also find people there. Let me just help you here, Udemy. Okay, so we can search into the courses. So if we go, for example, into the Udemy blueprint of building a business. So I'm going to copy the headline of what we just saw a minute ago. I'm still going to search it here. Okay, so this is what we saw on Gumroad. They had a lot of reviews. So now we're going to go to Udemy to understand, okay, what businesses, offers, products, etc. exist that I can model after and probably create a course, or probably come up with ideas for content, or probably come up with an outline for what I want to do for a masterclass or a workshop or an event. Okay, so when I search this term, blueprint for building $1 million business, I want to search for the best rating. Okay, so people left the most rating possible. Then I want to see within all this, I want to see highest rated. Okay, so I'm going to filter highest rating and one with the most rating. Okay, so over here, Microsoft. We don't need Microsoft Excel, Affinity Designer, Facebook Marketing, and keep scrolling. A beginner's guide for augmented reality, finding your niche, etc. So now you see already that it's giving us search results that doesn't match what we search for. So we're gonna go back. Okay, blueprint, $1 million business. So I want to refine the search. The same information, just more concise. Okay. Now again, search for the most rated. If I search for the most rated, what it's going to give me is this one. Build a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business. Now, are you doing e-commerce? If yes, this is one you can model. If not, avoid it. Try to go for something else. And you see here, business development. You have business startup blueprint, business communication skills, business writing, grammar. Excuse me. Complete business plan course. Okay. How to write a business plan and winning a business model. Business case specialist, create captivating business cases. I don't understand that too much, but anyways. An entire MBA in one course, winning business school profession. Okay. Let me see. Keep scrolling down. So when we look at this, I would say business model innovation, differently grow your company. Use simple innovation strategies for accelerating growth in business. Okay, so it depends on what you want to do here. So looking at the team pages over here, what I kind of gravitate towards is that on Udemy, there's not a lot of topics related to making or developing a business model. Okay, so if I had to search on Udemy, I will not take anything from here or use anything from here. If I had to search on Gumroad, I will probably stick with this, okay, because this is the highest rating I can see. And it's basically upon one platform, which is X. Okay, you can change platform, etc. So let's say, for example, if I want to build business on Instagram. And I scroll down, server the highest rating. So now I can say, hey, Instagram also has other platforms, other offers. So you can see here, you have the art of X, Twitter, build mass, makes you 100-day, blah, blah, blah. So if I wanted to build a lead magnet, probably these will be good ideas that I can use, okay? Because people paid for them. So I can probably buy it and create something similar. Same structure, same example, auditing business audits, business professionals or experts in the market, etc., etc. Okay, I can come up with different ideas. Now from here, I can also say build business Instagram. Okay, just randomly searching something here. Highest rating. Okay, so now you can see, okay, if we talk about Instagram and use that as a main keyword that we want to search for, you see the first one popping up has 609 reviews, and then the next one popping up 6,000. Okay, and the other one, the third one popping up 4,700. So if I wanted to come up with a course, I wanted to come up with an outline for content, I can click on this, go through all, and just open them all. So you can open all the lists. So it says, how to kick off meetings as an agency. So you already know, oh, this person is targeting agency. So social media marketing agency, digital marketing, etc. So if you want to help people build an agency, this is an outline you can use. And if you're confused about, okay, what to talk about, look at all the list of things you can talk about. Building an agency. So how to build an agency. First part, social media marketing channels, business model, name your company, forming your company, the right domains, takeaway, section of documents, etc., etc. Using cases, setting up tour, prompt basics, GDP token, blah, 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 all these things. So if you think about it, you even have a section of finding your niche. So again, if you want to teach people content related, and every single videos can be a content that drives people into your program, your course, etc. So if you think for a moment, hey, the content outline is laid out completely for you. If you think on lead magnet, you can go to Gumroad and find, for example, over here, I'm showing you the list. You can go to Gumroad and find a product example, find the lead magnet example, find the landing page copy example. You can go to Udemy, find another course that is selling very well, come up with content ideas to drive people from social media to your offer. If you want to create ads, you can also use one of these videos and turn that video into a long form ad, okay? Meaning running it on YouTube or somewhere else. There's many options, many ways you can do this. The only 3 things that you need to have a promise, okay? A promise is based on what you have found out. What is your main key skill? You need to have a roadmap, okay? An exact process for how to get them there. Here's a roadmap because it gives you the outline, exactly what you will be doing for you to get there. And the third, you will need to have some type of case study and or testimonial. If you don't have case study, if you don't have testimonial, based upon what's your expertise or skill, I highly recommend you do something free for someone in return for case study. Do for like 10 or 15 people, and then showcase them on your page, on your site, on your landing page, on your VSL, whatever you have. Based on that, you are able then to sell your offer, whatever your offer will be. Okay, so let me just share my screen again with you. So go over, you can search on Gumroad, Google Trends, Pinterest, social media, okay, Udemy as well. Here's my example for myself. When I did my research, it was based on guides, PDF, and Notion templates. So I created a Notion board. When I search on Google, I see growing channels, growing Instagram video editing. So what I did, focus on more on YouTube, but keeping it organic. So this will be an organic videos, but no editing, nothing, because I kind of saw the trend is going more organically. When I searched on Pinterest, I found out that the images that they were used are more casual images taken by just using a filter taken by a random person. Okay, so it wasn't really professional edited, meaning that they weren't playing with backgrounds or getting the right angle. No, it were more organic videos and designs. So I said to myself, okay, let me create images that are more organically. And second, let me use PDF and or Google Doc, because using those things attracts a different audience than trying to be professional and highly fancy, all those things. And when you look at social media, I started to see they use trends as audios and or the many of the videos that got a lot of traction were simply videos being recorded of someone sitting in the background. And the most of the attention was going to the caption. Okay, so the text that comes with the image or with the video. So if you think about it, I'm like, okay, I have a ton of video I can use. I have many different things I can send people to. So let me start systemizing a process for it to get done without me having to supervise it. So I came out with a logo. That's first thing. So it can be added to the videos. I came up with a video filter. So every single video has some type of animated filter to it. And when I talk about animation of video, I'm talking about the video color. Okay, the filter or the color of the video. So it's kind of like uniform. And the third thing will be the headline of the video. So what is the headline? And then what will be the caption? So I researched people online that already have my, I would say my content style or my audience in mind. And I just model from them. Okay, so if you go to my Instagram, if you go, for example, let me just show you my Instagram. So probably it makes you much more insightful and gives you some perspective. Let me just open it up. Okay, so if you're seeing my Instagram, okay, and you're understanding what I'm talking about editing the videos, making everything uniform, etc. If you simply scroll, you scroll down, you can see, okay, so I have 3 pinned images. Again, these 3 pinned images are basically for me to understand how I can drive people that come to my page towards my offer. Okay, so that's the main thing. Now, how I understand it that I want to test out what type of client will these posts bring to me. Now you can see that it has low engagement, which is fine. It's not a problem. The only problem is I need to be wise at what it is that I'm saying so that I don't care about going viral. I just care about touching the person at a deeper level so that they can build a trust with me towards making a purchase. Okay, so that's what I care about. Now, when you look at the videos, you see all the videos have some type of similar theme to it. Dark aesthetic, bright white headline, and based on that, sends people to the caption. Okay, so that I want people to read the caption and take an action. Either comment below the caption or goes to the website, whatever I put in the caption. Okay, so that theme is what I will continue on doing. Okay, so it's just for you, just to keep the momentum going. All right, so if you think about it carefully for a second, I'm trying to establish here a system of which later on can grow by itself without me having to put work behind it because I can simply delegate it. So if I create a video, I can put it into a drive. The editor will take that video and just kind of like add the filter, add the logo, and add a caption. That's it. Don't need to be editing like fancy animation, fancy graphics, transitions, all those things. Okay, so I want to reduce as much of drag as possible, but still focusing on the messaging. The messaging is what's going to basically stand out and help build trust so that people can buy from you. All right. So if you go back to your part here where it has to do with the offer, okay, then when you research profitable channels, in my case, I kind of research, okay, on YouTube, what do you need to know? On Instagram, what do you need to know? So when you research your competition, you kind of see where can you focus. In my case, I noticed that there's 3 areas I want to focus for myself when it comes to social media. It will be YouTube, it will be Instagram, and then LinkedIn. Those are the 3 I want to focus on. And if you think about it for a moment, am I going to create new content for all of them? No. I'm going to create one content, which is one newsletter for my newsletter list of audience or people or subscriber. But then that newsletter, I'm going to turn into a video. And then that video, I'm going to turn into a lead magnet. And then everyone that watches the video, below the video will have a lead magnet. So if they want to go and download it and say, hey, sign up for whatever lead magnet it is to get it. And then they sign up for the newsletter. And within the newsletter, they get to know my offer, all those things. Okay, so it's like a process. And everyone that's already within the community automatically gets access to that newsletter. So it's, or not only the newsletter, but also the lead magnet. Okay, so if you think about it, everything is within the community. So they have to opt in first to the newsletter, and then within the newsletter, get a chance to join the community. And then within that, they get access to everything. Now, if you don't want that, let's say they want to go straight to the community, they can also do so. So on my social media, you can get access for free. You can get access for paid. If you go for free, it will go to the newsletter first and then offer the community, which is a paid recurring. But if you don't want to, because they want to skip that, they can go to the paid community directly. And within the paid community, again, it will push them to the newsletter. So if you think about it, it's like a cycle that just perpetuates upon itself and grows over time. So again, I'm thinking long-term here. I'm not thinking like, oh, within a week, I need to make money. No, within 30 days, I need to make money. No, it's neither that. It's more like, okay, what can I make within the next 3, 6, 12 months from now? If within a month or 2, it goes by, I cannot make anything, it's fine. But then how can I build a system for it to produce? And how you do that is by understanding, again, your promise, which is based on your perspective, what you stand for, and what you will help the person achieve. Second, a roadmap, okay? The roadmap we just discussed is what we talked about here. What are your skills that you can teach people and talk about? Okay, so you talk about the roadmap, and that you will put into the outline that you researched a minute ago. So I showed you guys what we found on the outline for a course, what we found on Udemy. That could be an example of a roadmap. Hey, you're going to implement all these things, and I'm going to show you based on my expertise, experience, and knowledge how to get there. And then the third thing will be the the proof or case study. So you need some type of testimony, some type of case study from people that you helped before, of which you can help them achieve the same results. So what you want to ask people is, hey, if I help you do this, would you give me a testimony in return? Sure. Don't go and say like, hey, I want to build your entire business. No, ask for something specific. If you're good at graphic design, say to them like, hey, I want to design your banner in return for a case study. I want to help you edit videos in return for the case study. I want to update your copy on your VSL in return for a case study. So you want to do that in return for a case study. And that is how you acquire a list of people that you can find. Now, let's say you're a shy person. You don't know what you want. You do have a skill, but you don't know like what to ask for. And you want to build case study. You can even go on Fiverr, on Upwork, on other platforms, find UGC creators or user content creators. And with those creators say, hey, I have a VSL here. I want you to review that VSL and create an honest, transparent video about that VSL. How it helped you and how probably you can implement it within your own UGC business. So if you think about it for a moment, you are paying someone in order for them to give you a case study if you want to go that route. Okay, so it's just an example of the options you have. In my case, since I have a lot of connection with a lot of people, it was easier for me to ask them for a case study. In your case, if you don't have connection to a lot of people, you probably want to check out the UGC route, just so that you can get some type of experience utilizing other people's services in order for them to give you a case study. But it has to be genuine. That's the first thing. It has to be in a critique level. Okay, so they have to say like, hey, this sucks or this is good. If they critique you that it sucks, then you have to be very openly to not using that. Okay. And if they see your work and they like it, they love it, and they genuinely think they can help them, that is something you want to use. Okay, so you want to be open-minded about it. Don't go with the attitude of, oh, because I'm paying you, you have to be positive. Because if you're doing that, logically, people will kind of see that within the case study as well, that it's not genuine and it's not unique. Okay, so try to be honest and transparent with the person, saying to them, hey, I'm paying you to give me a case study, but I truly want you to implement it and I truly want you to give me genuine response or feedback from it. Even if it's bad, I don't care. So you have to be open to that. All right, guys. So basically, I've walked you guys through the process. Basically, this is the roadmap for you getting to know, how can you turn your skill, your expertise, your knowledge, etc., or your passion into cash, into a business, and understanding how you can find out your niche. And the recap will be this: once you do your research, once you find out what's your skill, once you find out what's your demand, and also you find out what's your vision, this is going to help you find your niche that is a mirror of yourself, and that will help you understand how do you research your offer, how do you research your lead magnet, and how you come up with content ideas. All right, guys, I appreciate it for every single one of you showing up as well. If you have questions within the community, make sure you just post there. I will be able to reply you. If you're interested in working with me or anyone else, just check out the links below this video, or check out the links we have within the community itself, where you can upgrade and work one-on-one with us. All right, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next training. Take care.